Is Xi Jinping bowing to Trump? His bodyguards have reportedly been cut in half. And now, insiders say China just made 3 unbelievable trade concessions to the US. Concessions we never thought Beijing would even consider. So, what's going on behind the scenes? Power shift, desperation, or a new strategy we are missing? Welcome to China Decoded. I'm Aric Chen, Senior News Anchor, Editor-in-Chief of Global News and Newsweek NTD, and a mentor to an international policy think tank. Just before I upload this episode, I've got a new update I want to share with you. Ahead of the CCP's fourth plenary session, there have been rumors about Hu Jintao's health, with some saying he's passed away. On June 30th, anti-CCP activist Yin Ke claimed Hu Jintao was critically ill. With his family flying to Beijing, he mentioned that Xi Jinping's representative Cai Qi visited Hu Jintao in the hospital. Senior editor Cai Shengkun said that if Hu Jintao were really that sick or had passed away, it wouldn't be surprising, given his age. He pointed out that CCP officials wouldn't keep something like that a secret for long. This all comes at a time when there is a lot of factional struggle within the CCP, along with the rumors of Xi Jinping's power weakening. Right now, I can't confirm any of this, but I'll keep an eye on the situation and update you as I get more info. Alright, let's break this down. Is Xi Jinping's power starting to crumble? His wife's top protégé has vanished from his position. A former US diplomat is reporting that Xi Jinping's personal bodyguard detail has been cut in half. And now, get this. US President Donald Trump is reportedly planning a trip to Beijing. We need to talk, because these stories are going in different directions, and one of them means China is about to change forever. Two massive stories are shaking up the world of China analysis right now. First, the disappearance of Ma Xingrui. He is the party secretary of Xinjiang, a powerful position. But more importantly, he is known as Peng Liyuan's guy, Xi Jinping's wife. His entire career was supposedly sponsored by her, and now he's suddenly gone. Why? We're going to get into that. This comes as a former US diplomat, Grant Sladen, just wrote in the New York Post that Xi Jinping's personal security team has been halved. He asks a chilling question. What world leader in a time of crisis cuts their own security? And then there is the bombshell from Nikkei Asia. The Trump team is planning a visit to China this year with a massive delegation of business leaders. But here's the kicker. A source called Durham Media on X claims this visit is only happening because China made 3 major concessions. And frankly, when I read them, they sounded too good to be true. We will look at the shocking details in a moment. If you want to understand what's really happening inside the CCP's black box, do me a quick favor. It's free. Hit that like and the subscribe button and ring the bell. Every click helps our analysis break through the noise in an era flooded with fake news. Okay, let's start with the event that's splitting the internet in two. So on June 30th, the Politburo passed a new regulation on how the party's top decision-making and the coordination bodies work. And right now, there are 2 completely opposite theories about what this means. Theory number 1, Xi Jinping is out. This is the one you will see everywhere. Their argument is that Xi Jinping has been sidelined, that real power has been handed over to these coordination bodies, which are essentially a modern-day version of the Central Advisory Commission from the 80s. And who controls them? The party elders, Hu Jintao, Wen Jiabao, Li Ruihuan, the guys Xi Jinping pushed out. Theory number 2, Xi Jinping is stronger than ever. This theory argues the exactly opposite, that Xi Jinping is just formalizing what he has been doing all along. He's taking his informal leading groups like the ones for COVID and turning them into permanent official parts of the state. With their own budgets, their own offices, their own staff, this isn't about diluting his power. It's about building a permanent structure to enforce his will even more deeply. The official line from Xinhua News, they say these bodies will coordinate without replacing and be in place without overstepping. Translation, they can't touch Xi Jinping's ultimate authority. Look, all these theories have their own logic, but I want to offer a simple reality check. If Hu Jintao and the elders were really back in charge, what's the one thing we would see change immediately? Yes, the economy. We would see a massive U-turn away from Xi Jinping's policies. But has that happened? It's been a year since the rumors of Xi Jinping losing power started after the third plenum. And what have we seen? Zero change. The economy is still on Xi Jinping's doomsday dash, full speed ahead. I know it's tempting to believe Xi Jinping's down narrative. It gets a ton of clicks, just like the Xi down Li up rumors did before the 20th Party Congress, right before Xi Jinping took his third term. People want to hear it. It fits an emotional need. But my job here isn't to tell you what you want to hear. It's to tell you what I'm noticing. And if we just wait for the CCP to collapse on its own, we are just waiting for a pie to fall from the sky. To actually make a difference, we have to understand what's really happening. However, China's political landscape under the CCP still shows many signs that Xi Jinping is losing his grip on power. And that brings us back to Ma Xingrui. There was a cryptic line at the end of that Politburo meeting announcement. The meeting also studied other matters. In CCP language, that almost always means a major personal change. And boom, the next day it's confirmed. Ma Xingrui is out. This is the fourth member of the Politburo to be shaken up recently, after He Weidong, Shi Taifeng, and Li Ganjie. The last guy in Ma's position to get sacked, Zhang Chunxian, got a soft landing. But Ma might not be so lucky. Why? Because this isn't just about policy. Ma Xingrui used to be the head of the China National Space Administration. That's the civilian side of the house that's deeply connected to the rocket force. The same rocket force that Xi Jinping has been purging for corruption. So, one theory is that Ma is simply caught up in the massive anti-corruption storm in the aerospace and military sector. It has nothing to do with Peng Liyuan. It's about Xi Jinping reasserting control by taking out anyone connected to a corrupt network. And if Ma is tied to corruption, his future is looking very, very bleak. Okay, let's go back to that Trump visit and the 3 concessions China supposedly made. This is where the Xi Jinping's weak narrative gets really wild. Here's what they claim China agreed to. 1. Reciprocal market access, meaning if WeChat is in the US, Twitter should be in China. If Youku is in the US, YouTube should be in China. 2. State-owned enterprise reform, forcing China's giant state companies to compete on a truly level playing field with private and foreign companies. 3. Free export of rare earths. No more using their monopoly on rare earths as a political weapon. Let me be blunt. This is a fantasy. It's too good to be true. Think about it. Would the CCP ever allow Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube into China? These platforms have community building functions that would allow dissidents to organize. It would be game over for the Great Firewall. Would CCP ever let their state-owned banks and telecom giants compete fairly with foreign companies? That's their money and their control mechanism. They'd lose their monopoly profit overnight. This is the bottom line. If these 3 concessions were real, then yes, I would believe Xi Jinping has lost power. but they are so far from reality that they actually prove the opposite. And if you need one final piece of evidence, just listen to Xi Jinping himself. The party's main journal, 求是, is about to publish his new article. The headline, Struggle is the inevitable path. He says, and I quote, facing containment and suppression, we should righteously carry out our struggle. He goes on and on about fighting spirit and winning new victories in the great struggle of the new era. That phrase, the new era, that is Xi Jinping's brand. As long as you see that, he's still running the ideological show. Look, I can't be 100% certain, and honestly, I hope I am wrong, because the day Xi Jinping's power truly ends is the day the CCP's power begins to end. I hope that day comes soon. But based on the hard evidence right now, the wolf warrior is still in his palace, and he's still howling. Behind the slogans, beyond the surface. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed. This is China Decoded with Aric Chen. See you in the next one.